Un público es un grupo heterogéneo de gente unida por la atención. Tradicionalmente, el público ha sido considerado como una masa compacta, influenciable e intelectualmente vaga. En los grabados de Hogarth o Daumier y hasta en las fotografías de los años 50, el público aparece a menudo de manera despectiva, grotesca, infantilizada, uniforme y casi siempre conforme.
Porque cuando se posee la mano convincente, la multitud va detrás de esa mano. Cuando se dice la multitud por ahí, la multitud sigue ese camino. El orador ha de tener esta mano, hinchazón de la elocuencia. Esta mano sirve para en la tempestad del público calmarla plenamente.
El cine, en cambio, ha mostrado a su público de manera individualizada y frecuentemente en estado de éxtasis ante la pantalla.
Is there something I can do for you?
As we think about cinema, the future of cinema will involve diverse, not singular exhibition experiences, both public and private, both in commercial movie theaters and beyond. We will have event movies that we all turn out to see.
Alex, what's happening?
I just heard a hello.
And we'll have movies that we will watch when we have time, and we'll watch by whatever device we have handy.
See right there?
Como la masa misma, el prestigio del público ha sufrido altibajos. Baste observar el cambiante valor social del fan. De aquellos 50 millones de fans que no podían equivocarse, al descerebrado perseguidor de los Beatles o Britney.
Thousands of Beatles fans are bedded down for the night to await the arrival of their heroes.
Oh, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game.
What you don't realize is that Britney's making you all this money and all you do is write a bunch of crap about her.
Just kidding.
And because all you people want is more. Leave her alone.
Y vuelta de nuevo al fan respetable, el prescriptor proactivo, brújula en el caos de la oferta en red que ha arrinconado al antes autoritario crítico profesional. El papel del público ya fue atizado en las últimas décadas del siglo pasado, desde el arte performativo, el living theater o el cine expandido.
It comes in two terms. It's us and them. What we're after is to make it we. There's been a lot of great solos, in history. There's been Christ, Buddha, Ramakrishna, a lot of great solos, and it's never been enough, and we're trying to get an orchestra together.
Pero han sido esas nuevas tecnologías las que han invitado de verdad a un cambio en la relación entre público y escenario, y esos ámbitos antes distanciados por un abismo místico que hoy se confunden constantemente. Vemos, alteramos, valoramos, contribuimos y compartimos como parte de una misma experiencia, en la que ya no es tan fácil considerar al público como un ente mesurable, pues hoy no comparte tiempo ni espacio. Es activo y modifica su opinión sobre la marcha, compartiendo información e interactuando con los responsables del evento. ¿A qué llamamos entonces hoy público? ¿Y cómo lo imaginamos, valoramos o reconocemos? ¿Es una cifra debajo de un vídeo? ¿1 millón de likes? ¿Cuánto cuentan? ¿Es tan público el que acude como el que compra o piratea? ¿Hay masas que avalan y masas que desprestigian? ¿Un buen público es un gran público?
Having more superficial electronic contact with others does not improve our lives. If anything, it detracts from it, as life becomes less human.
Y sobre todo, por dejar nuestra opinión en todas partes, ¿de verdad somos partícipes o tenemos alguna capacidad real de transformación?
Shut up and take my money.
The internet is a completely different culture, isn't it? You said it. Everything here is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses. Yep. We're finally where we belong.
El concepto de público en los últimos años o décadas ha ido fragmentándose.
La primera noción importante es esa transición de público a públicos.
Desde un gran mainstream que abarcaba todo.
La idea de que el público no es un ente uniforme y homogéneo, sino que hay muchas comunidades de interés y muchas comunidades de saber dentro de esos públicos abstractos.
A unos años 90, en donde se empieza a fraccionar mucho más.
People who know this stuff much better than I do are all forecasting we're going to live in a future where technology is wearable. It's in our glasses or on our watches or even in our skin or our brains.
Hello, Central. I'm switching to my eyeglasses. Put a hold on my wallet, but keep my shoe open. Hello, Checkpoint Baker.
Entonces, hay una serie de públicos pues, que sería como muy fácil destacar como públicos ignorados, ¿no? Tiene que ver con los que se sitúan en los indicadores socioeconómicos más bajos. Tiene que ver con determinadas minorías, con las personas mayores, con los discapacitados.
Yo creo que en nuestra sociedad cualquiera que no sea hombre de clase media blanca es totalmente ignorado. Tenemos un privilegio brutal por lo masculino, de una cierta edad activa y además de un background étnico y cultural específico, y lo demás siempre son cosas de más, pero no hay políticas específicas ni foco específico en la mayoría de la población, y me parece que es una pérdida brutal, pero tampoco sé cómo cambiarlo, porque no hay ni mucha conciencia de ese privilegio constante a un segmento de la población que es diminuto al final.
Pero me gustaría pensar que en realidad hacia esos públicos, paulatinamente, distintos flancos, se les visibiliza y se les pone en valor.
Oh, that's a glitch. Don't touch that. Yeah.
A drink with jam and bread. That would be...
If you ever look at people's searches online, they're like avant-garde poems. I mean, they really do jump all over the shop.
Connect more, travel more, share more, smile more, find more, consume more, think more.
Big societal problems, so-called societal problems, it's actually large problems with large potential impact. They are by essence multidisciplinary. It's not just this one algorithm, this one equation, this one piece of technology. It's bringing a lot of this together.
Oftentimes, the best ideas come from taking something that's been understood in one field and suddenly applying it and realizing it solves a problem in another field.
It's these seemingly disconnected things that when you bring them together, you realize new products or services that actually change the way we think about transportation or water or healthcare. And we have seen this, and it's sort of obvious now, but it wasn't 10 years ago.
So to put it very simply, the assumption so far has been that if you give people enough connectivity, if you give them enough devices, democracy would inevitably follow, right? And to tell you the truth, I never really bought into that argument. In part because I never saw 3 American presidents agree on anything else in the past.
So, really important part of the internet early on is that it was permissionless, some people call it. So for me, that's a fundamentally important thing. Now we call it net neutrality. It's part of net neutrality. For the last 25 years, people have used the internet for all kinds of things. They've invented new applications. They've run video over it. They run audio over it. They run conferencing. Now you can run between different web pages. You can do web RTC, where there's real-time communication between different web pages. You can invent your own new collaborative system. You can make your own decentralized system on top of the web itself. You can do all kinds of really nifty things, and you can do all of these things without asking anybody's permission. So the openness of the space was really important then.
In the United States, being rude on the internet, that's the purpose of it. That's why you're on the internet.
A lot of people are against mean tweeting because it's usually at your expense.
You're a big fucking man when you're sitting behind your keyboard, but you'd never say that shit to my face. Of course I wouldn't, because you would hit me. Why would I invoke violence when I can do it happily from the safety of my own home?
There's sort of these two polarizing perspectives, right? Everything is great. The internet has created all this freedom and liberty and everything's going to be fantastic. Or everything is terrible. The internet has created all these tools for cracking down and spying and, controlling what we say. And the thing is, both are true, right? The internet has done both. And both are kind of amazing and astonishing. And which one will win out in the long run is up to us. It doesn't make sense to say, oh, one is doing better than the other. They're both true. And it's up to us which ones we emphasize and which ones we take advantage of, because they're both there and they're both always going to be there.
Los públicos han cambiado un montón porque hay una exigencia de participación y interactividad muy bestia.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas a todos. Bueno, y vamos a entrevistar a Pablo Iglesias. Así es como te llaman, ¿no?
Así me llamo, sí.
De forma que incluso se acaba subvirtiendo el espacio público y privado, porque esa exigencia de participación y de interactividad también se traslada a los espacios privados o semipúblicos o semiprivados.
Will you please give your warmest welcome to the newest king of comedy, Rupert Pupkin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rupert Pupkin. I was born...
Con lo cual yo creo que hay como una reconfiguración en la cual el concepto de público y privado deja de tener sentido, pero emergen nuevos sentidos para lo que aún no tenemos nombres, ¿no? Se habla de los commons a veces. Creo que estamos en un momento como de intentar entender esa nueva complejidad y esa nueva exigencia, sobre todo, de participación y de no ser mero espectador de las derivas històriques o urbanes.
Hi ha un risc, el de les noves tecnologies, que és que si bé augmenten la interacció i la participació del públic, es pot entendre aquesta participació d'una forma exclusivament quantitativa, no? Per crear més soroll, tenir un públic molt més fidelitzat, molt més atent, però és una falsa participació. És una participació que és només que augmenta aquest component espectatorial, però al final no modifica en res els continguts originals.
Permíteme que insista. Y pregunta por tu seguro de hogar. Te sorprenderás.
quan tu fas un producte, sigui audiovisual o sigui teatral, el que sigui, has de tenir molt clar d'entrada on vols posar el teu públic, quina és la naturalesa d'aquest públic, és a dir, si és un públic massa, o si és una multitud connectada, o si és un públic molt més individualitzat. Llavors has de tenir molt en compte el grau de llibertat i participació que pot arribar a tenir aquest espectador, perquè hi ha mitjans, com la televisió, la naturalesa dels quals fa molt poc partícips dels espectadors.
Buenas tardes, Matías, buenas tardes.
No le tenemos. Bueno, pero ¿esto qué es? ¿Pero esto qué es?
This is a short and possibly unfair history of the rise and fall of the television journalist as a hero. If you go back 50 years, television journalists were creeps, above all to politicians. They followed the rule of their boss, Lord Reith. The BBC, he said, is for the people. The government is for the people, so it follows that the BBC must be for the government.
Coming back to the internet, the governments from Russia to China to Iran actually hiring, training, and paying bloggers in order to leave ideological comments and create a lot of ideological blog posts to comment on sensitive political issues, right? So you may wonder, why on earth are they doing it? Why are they engaging with cyberspace? Well, my theory is that it's happening because censorship actually is less effective than we think it is in many of those places, right? The moment you put something critical on a blog, right, even if you manage to ban it immediately, it would still spread around thousands and thousands of other blogs, right? So the more you block it, the more it emboldens people to actually avoid the censorship and thus, win in this cat and mouse game, right? So the only way to control this message is actually to try to spin it and accuse anyone who's written something critical of being, for example, a CIA agent. And again, this is happening quite often.
The problem was not that we weren't collecting information. It wasn't that we didn't have enough dots. It wasn't that we didn't have a haystack. It was that we did not understand the haystack that we have.
They say knowledge is power, but how do we make knowledge powerful? Especially when that knowledge comes in the form of data. Lots of data. How do we find the meaning? Tell the story. Share the story.
The problem with mass surveillance is that we're piling more hay on a haystack we already don't understand.
Yo creo que ahí va a estar el debate en los próximos tiempos, en hacerse visible en un entorno muy infoxicado en el que se están produciendo emisiones de información y de ruido al mismo tiempo por los mismos canales, entonces ser capaz de separar el grano de la paja y hacerlo en este mismo entorno sin sectarizar, creo que ahí va a estar el debate en los próximos tiempos.
My name's Robbie Cooper. Since 2008, I've been working on a project called Immersion, where I record people through the screen as they respond to various types of media. The idea is to create a portrait of our culture through the screen, from babies to the very old, a journey through our lives as media consumers. According to research, the average American spends about 6 hours a day looking at a screen, which is an incredible amount of conscious hours. It's a matter of almost constant debate how mediated reality affects our perceptions and our lives. So what I'd like to do is create a body of work that reflects the experience of the audience. The project is shot on high-res video and stills are lifted from the video, so the end product is both moving and still images. So far we've shot in the US and Europe, and we've covered subjects as diverse as video games, sports, horror, pornography, music and comedy. At the same time, I've also become very interested in the potential of large-scale collaboration, of throwing the project open to anyone who'd like to participate.
And one of the ways I think our audience are going is towards a fascination with experiencing things themselves. They're getting increasingly, not bored, mistrustful of programs that feel thin because they lecture them and tell them. What they're interested in is going and experiencing stuff. I think it's something to do with the sensibility that the internet is now amplifying in people, which is this desire to jump.
Pero también estamos evolucionando hacia territorio, sobre todo en las grandes instituciones, en los museos marcas, que es el de, por un lado, querer estudiar esas contribuciones que hacen los visitantes usuarios para darles precisamente más de lo que más quieren, es decir, empezar a usar métricas que observan el comportamiento de los usuarios de forma mucho más delimitada, como se ha hecho desde hace muchos años en la televisión, como se ha hecho en la prensa en los últimos años desde el advenimiento de la prensa digital.
Everything that happens in the world today is recorded and posted in the social media networks. All that information is there, and it's a goldmine if we can use it. And that's the challenge that we are trying to address here in IBM. Because analyzing social media and generating useful information from social media data is really hard.
Well, how about a glass of wine for starters?
Yeah, great.
So, are there any other things in your profile that you didn't write about that I should know, or?
Because dating is so personal, you get more of the person in the data.
Ever heard that term, scraping? That's the collection of information, but without the illegal element of hacking.
Whoa, free porn.
Yeah. How do we get it?
And I guess the sort of classic guy who just spends way too much time doing it, and you know has the obvious sort of relationship with his alter ego. You know, I had to get that shot, and I got it on the first shoot. And whenever I show that picture, I show this one next to it, like, you know, in galleries or whatever. Or this is really the sort of central picture of the whole project, because for this guy, this world offers things that he will never be able to get in the real world.
Well done. Level complete.
They're obsessed with talking about the internet as a piece of technology, and they don't really realise that what it's about is about a sensibility, and that far from spending their time cataloguing and recataloguing stuff online, they should be really trying to create much more sophisticated works of art, reportage, and sheer just enjoyment, which jump all over the place. I'm not asking for irresponsible collage or mosaic. I'm just saying your audience's sensibility is very sophisticated now, and you're not making sophisticated enough works to go with it. And they can be really conventional. They can be on television or on radio, but they can jump. And that's what we were up to, I think.
Try to keep cool.
We wanted to demonstrate to you the power of this technology. And so while I've been speaking, you have been scanned. This is all in 3D, and of course you can fly through, but I'm going to ask Doug to zoom in on an individual in the crowd just to show the amount of detail that we can create. You have been digitally preserved in about 4 minutes. I'd like to thank the wizards here.
And if you look here, when you type in laugh, there's a whole bunch of things called sitcom laughter. And this is what they sound like.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper cardboard packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.